screens give me goosebumps. I'm not knowing what it.
What's going on, Saucy 1K Boss family? So today we're going to be going over how to access RaceOption and how to understand how to trade HFX, right? HFX the game, right? So with RaceOption, this is one of the brokers that you would use for high frequency Forex, right? So RaceOption is one that I use and I highly recommend just to kind of break down how everything works, right? You know how with Forex you're trading currency pairs, commodity stocks, and cryptocurrencies, right? So with HFX, you're doing the same thing, right? Currencies, commodities, crypto, stocks. The main difference is just that Forex, right, and HFX are two different styles of trading, right? So with HFX, right, it is mostly time-based. So you're not really putting in lot sizes or anything like that. You're putting in actual dollar amounts, right? So we can go here to where it says amount, right? So it could be anywhere from $1 to $11 to $20, right? And this is the amount of money you're risking to trade with, right? And as you can see, you have your different types of options to trade, right? Turbo, which means you're getting in and out of the market within minutes, right? And you have time, right? So that means with this time, you can be trading in a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and so on, right? So that means in exactly four or so minutes, right? With your fixed time off, right? It may be like 2:15, 2:10, 2:05, right? If you're winning the trade, you will be winning the money that you have in the amount plus the profit, right? This is the payout, right? So how HFX works is that when you're risking your dollar amount, right? $21, for instance, right? You want to stick with a currency pair, right? That is going to be paying out 70%, right? So these are what these percentage numbers mean on the left-hand side of the chart, right? You always want to stick with a currency pair that pays out 70% or better, right? And that's how that works, right? So when it comes to trading HFX, it's similar to Forex, right? You know, you want to buy when the market is at a super low point and you want to sell when it's at a high point, right? And you have to be trigger finger ready because the market moves very, very fast. It moves a lot faster than Forex, right? So whenever a educator or anybody that you're with, your sponsor, calls out a trade, right? You want to get in and get out, right? You want to get at the highest possible entry if you're going to be looking to sell, right? So for this red button right here, which is the put, right? This is when you would sell the market, right? Instead of saying sell or buy, right? With HFX, you have call or put. So when you're selling the market, you're going to have to press put, right? And you want to press it at the highest point, right? So like for instance, for this trade, for the Euro USD, right? Let's take this trade right now just to kind of show you guys how this works. And I put in a sell, right? So if I am winning this trade, just to show you guys how this works towards a little bit towards the bottom, let's look at this, right? So we're actually losing this trade right now, right? You're going to have your strike price at the bottom, right? That's the price you enter that. This is your expiration price, right? And as you can see, it says call/put. We entered for a sell. It's going to give you the time you enter the trade. It's going to say, hey, you're going to exit this trade at this time, right? It is a time-based trade, which means we are going for time, right? So whenever the clock expires in 2 minutes, right, 1:15:35, which is where you enter, to 15:33 to 15:35, right, is where we're looking to get in and out of the market, right? So for winning this trade that you can see now, right, you have the order size that you enter the trade with, which is $1, right? You have the payout, right? So the payout is $8.70, right? The reason why is that is because this particular pair, the euro versus the US dollar, pays out 70% of what you're trading with, right? I chose to trade with $1, right? And it's going to pay out 70% of $1, right? So if I was to lose this trade, which I'll show you guys in a minute, right, you would get two options called the double up or the rollover, right? So as we get done with this trade, I'll explain that, right? So as you can see here, we're about to clear this trade. So whenever you do win a trade, right, you're going to have your price deadline here, and it's either going to show up green if you win the trade and you clear, or it's going to show up red, right? So for this instance, we won this trade. We made $1.70, right? Exactly in 2 minutes, in and out with the bag, right? Super, super fast money at minutes, right? So now let's do an example. Let's see if I can do this here. See if it's even possible. Okay, cool. Right. So let's do an example. I want to take a trade to where I'm losing, right? So let's take this and do the same thing. So I want to take a trade to where I lose. Okay, lose, down. All right. So whenever you lose in a trade, you're going to get these two options right here. You're going to get double up, right? To where it means you can enter at a lower price, right, for that exact same dollar amount. So let's do that here right now, right? So as you can see here, right, we entered for a double up, right? We entered for a buy. So whenever you're going to buy in the HFX market, you're going to get a call button, right? So the double up is just to get at a better price, right? And even with, so let's say for instance, you entered this trade for the minute time frame, right? So you would still be in this trade for the same time, right? And if you clear, you would clear both trades with profit, right? If you win one, then you win one trade, right? You also have the option to access the rollover feature, right? Which means that if you're losing a trade, you can ask for more time. So let's just press it for this instance, just to show you guys, right? For this particular trade, I actually want to lose this trade to show you guys how it actually works, right? So, in exactly the next 4 minutes, right, we will either be in profit or we will close out this trade with a loss, right? And this trade closes out in 2 minutes, so we can actually see this play out in real time, right? So you have your strike price here, your currency pair, the Euro USD, right? So we're approaching our price deadline, right? We enter a buy, right? Which in HFX is called a call, right? You have your start time, your expiration time, and we are about to take a losing trade right here, right? So this is how it would look if you were to ever lose a trade, right? It would close out at 0, which means you just lost the amount of money that you put in, right? So you put in $1, you put in $1.30, you would just lose the amount of money that you put in, right? And if you were to win a trade, right, as we've seen before, it would close out green with the amount of money that you have plus the payout, right, which is 70 cents. So you win $1.70, right? So kind of when understanding HFX, you just want to be very, very, very particular on where your entry is and paying attention to the time that you're going to be expiring, and pay attention to what your sponsor or the educator, whoever you're trading with, tells you to do, right? So whenever you're using this feature called a rollover, you never want to roll over more than 3 times, right? It's usually 2 to 3 times, but most educators let you know do not roll over more than 3 times because you can easily blow your account rolling over more than 3 times, right? And you only, I recommend, and other educators recommend as well, I will only double up like once, being that you don't want to be out here doubling up a lot, because as you can see, it's going to be the same exact trade, right, for the same amount of money that you're in for, right? And you're either going to be losing that amount of money, right, from 2 different positions, or you're going to be making money on 2 different positions from the amount of money in your order size, right? And it'll show you here your payout, right? So as you can see, we're winning another trade, right? So we got in for $1.30, right? And the payout is 70% of $1.30, and I will be getting $1.30 plus whatever they're paying out, which is 70 plus cent, and you will be winning $2.21. Right. So let's watch this in real time and let's see us clear, right? Either in profit or let's see us take another lesson, right? But as we can see here, family, we are about to clear another trade. And this is simply how HFX works. It's super, super simple, super, super easy to understand. It doesn't require a lot of tedious skill to learn, right? Of course, you can use the skills you have from Forex to put into this, right? But all you're doing is time-based trading. You're taking super, super sniper surprise entries, and you just want to pay attention to when your sponsor educator tells you to double up or roll over to give yourself more time to win the trade, right? So as you can see here, we cleared out another trade, right? We won, right? The amount of money that we put in was $1.30 plus profits, which was about 90 cents plus profits. And we won this trade with $2.21, and we closed this trade out in 4 minutes because I asked for a rollover to give me 2 extra minutes, right? So that's really basically how everything works with HFX. Most definitely, if you guys would like to learn more, subscribe, like, comment, turn on your post notifications, and you already know we out.
Those screens give me goosebumps. I'm not knowing what it